Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. When I watched my last video back, I realized I was like, I don't have an intro. I just start talking. So I was like, I should start coming up with an intro to use in my videos. So today's intro is going to be, hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Susan and I am a self-obsessed human being who likes to talk to a camera. So thanks for watching. Is that a good one? That's a good YouTube intro, right? It's just kind of weird to do it because like I mostly make these videos just for myself because I like talking about myself. But I realized that it's kind of weird to post it on YouTube without having an intro. So I don't know. I'm trying it out, see if I like it or not. But so today, it's Wednesday. It is not Thursday. I'm supposed to be filming on Thursdays, but there's been a little change to my week. So today is the better day for me to be filming, and I'll kind of go into that into the why of that. But I thought I would just kind of film a little bit of me getting ready for a trip and packing, and then hopefully do some filming on the trip as well, and that'll be the video for today. But I'm going to talk about a couple of things. I want to kind of recap my past week. This has been a kind of a rough week for me as far as trying to keep up my routine that I've been trying to establish. But also like there's been some good stuff with it too, because it kind of helped me notice some triggers for myself, I guess, that I was able to do some work on yesterday. So I want to talk about that as well. So I'm just going to start doing my thing, going to start packing, getting ready for this trip. And I'll just chat while I do that, and hopefully it'll work itself into a video. We'll see. I'm going to Tucson, so I'm driving. I think it's like a 6-hour-ish drive, something like that. And it's just going to be for 2 nights, and I'm staying with a family member, so I don't need too much. And I'm a very light packer anyway, so I'm going to make this as easy as possible. Okay, how do you pack? Okay, I very seldom go on trips, so it's really hard for me to think about what I need to take. But I have clothes. I have toiletries, my phone charger. I know that's important. I don't know what else I need. That should at least get me started. I'm sure I'll think about stuff. I need to just like think about my normal day and what I use in a normal day, and that would help me. But I really don't travel that much. But so this trip, so I'm going to Tucson. I basically found out about this yesterday. And I'm going to be a little like coy, I guess, with my verbiage here, because I doubt that my family members want me talking about them on YouTube. But so basically I had a family member call me yesterday asking if I would be able to make a trip to Tucson in order to help out another family member with something. And that something is happening tomorrow, which is why I can't film tomorrow. So yeah, so it was kind of out of the blue, but it actually worked out perfectly because I do have the 3 days off in a row now, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. It actually ended up working out perfectly that I was able to do this. So that was kind of cool how that worked out. So yeah, so I'm excited. It'll be fun. I haven't been to Arizona since I first moved to New Mexico, actually. I told this story in a couple of videos ago, but yeah, originally when I traveled out west, I was thinking about living in Arizona until I got to Arizona and I just found it too crowded. Too many people there, and it was stressing me out. So ended up coming into New Mexico instead and loved New Mexico. So I've been here 11 years and I have had no desire to go back to Arizona for any reason, even just to visit. But now I have a family member who lives, or I actually have two family members who live in Arizona. And I haven't gotten to go see them yet since they moved there. So I was actually saving up money for a trip later this year, but now I get to go a little bit earlier than planned, and I'm not paying for the trip, so that's even better. Okay, so clothing. I need to pack my shoes. Cell phone. Man, I literally, like, I think I'm realizing that as I've really simplified my life, there's just not that much that I need to take with me if I'm traveling. So I was always a light packer before, but I think I'm becoming an even lighter packer because there's just not that much that I need anymore. I'll take my electronics equipment, but I have a bag that I just always keep all of my electronics in this bag, so that it's easy to grab and I keep everything together. So that's easy. My cell phone. I think that's pretty much it. All right, I'm gonna run these out to my car. I'm gonna move my car up closer to the house because I need to clean my car out before I go. So that'll be the next thing we're doing. I almost forgot the most important thing. That's part of my story about this week. There is way too much trash in this car. This is kind of disgusting. I can't believe I let it get this bad. This is what happens when you pretty much drive for a living, you could say. Look what I just found in the back of my car. In a cooler, no less. So they're actually, and somehow, they're still pretty cool. Like, they're not ice cold, but they're pretty cool. And this is how much trash I just pulled out of my car. Okay, so my camera is getting overheated already, so I'll just give a quick little update and then let it cool down. So everything's done, everything's packed, car's cleaned out, and I'm getting ready to head out. I thought I might be able to find a place inside my car where I could put my camera so that I could maybe talk while I drive, but I just don't see anywhere that's going to be possible, so eventually I got to figure out some way to rig my camera up in my car, but not today. But I will be planning on making lots of stops, so I figure I'll just kind of do some sit and talks on the drive whenever I find something interesting to pull over for, or if I pull over to eat or something. But yeah, I'm ready to head off, and I am very worried that I've forgotten something. I'm looking at my cat. She knows that I'm leaving. She's not very happy. The other cat doesn't care. She could care less as long as she gets food and there's somebody here to feed them while I'm gone, so they'll be fine. But this one is a little clingy, and she knows that I'm leaving. But what was I saying before? I put the address into Google. It's only a 4.5 hour drive. I don't know why I thought it was a 6 hour drive. So that's not bad at all. So it'll be a fun little trip, and I will make stops along the way and hopefully get to talk about the things that I was wanting to talk about today. I just crossed over into Arizona. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to. The sign welcoming you into Arizona doesn't have a place where you can like pull over and to take a picture or anything. But I stopped at this rest stop here. It's in San Simon, Arizona, and I'm just gonna kind of chill in my car here for a little bit and kind of rest. I walked around and kind of stretched my legs and did some stretching and stuff. But I'll go ahead and talk about, because I don't know if I'm going to get another chance, so I'll go ahead and talk real quick about just my week and the way it's gone with my new routine. So I started my new workout schedule this past week, and I ended up, because I changed my rest day from Thursday to Friday, and I took a rest day on Thursday, and that was the day that I decided to change my rest day to Friday. So I felt a little guilty taking a full rest day Friday. So I ended up just having like a mini workout. Like I did just like 10 minutes of stretching and 10 minutes of cardio, and that was all that I did. So Saturday I started the actual new schedule, and I did really good Saturday. And then Sunday I ended up kind of having a rough day. And I should mention that I started spotting on Saturday. So Sunday I was still spotting. I was spotting a little bit heavier. I didn't sleep very good. I woke up really early in the morning. I did like most of my exercise routine when I woke up, and then I finished the rest of it later. So basically I did everything except for the pull-ups, which I did later in the day, and I did 10 minutes of cardio in the morning, and then I did another 10 minutes of cardio later in the afternoon, because I just didn't have a lot of energy. But I did do everything. But then Monday I did everything as well, I think, except for I didn't do any stretching, but I did do my strength exercise, and I did do yoga, and Monday is an off day for cardio. So I did do everything Monday, and Monday was the day that I actually started my period, but it was a fairly light day. But then Tuesday's when things kind of started to fall apart for me. Monday night into Tuesday, I started bleeding really heavy, and I was up multiple times throughout the night. So I didn't feel very well rested in the morning. So I decided just to do the strength training and nothing else, because I just didn't feel like up to doing any cardio. So I did that, and that was the day that I got the phone call that I was going to be coming to Arizona. So my original plan for Wednesday was going to be to try to do as much as my workout routine as I could. Wednesday is today, by the way. Do as much of my workout routine as I could, depending on how I felt. And then Thursday, again, do as much as I could, depending on how I felt. But by Thursday, I figured it should be done. And I thought if I wasn't bleeding anymore, I might go to the lake, take the paddleboard out, maybe do some swimming, and let that be my cardio. So that was my plan until I got the phone call that I needed to go to Arizona. So I was like, okay, I kind of had to rework everything in my brain. It kind of took me a while to switch gears. And I originally was thinking, okay, fine, I'll still do my workout Wednesday, and then I'll pack and head out afterwards, and then I'll decide Thursday when I'm there whether or not I'm going to work out or not. But then today, when I got up, first of all, I didn't sleep that great again last night because I was still heavy. And I woke up with a horrible headache, and I wanted coffee. Like as soon as I woke up, I wanted some coffee. And so I was basically just sitting there thinking this morning, like, I don't feel like I can work out. Like, I'm now on day 3, and it's 2 days of being heavy, and I'm just miserable at this point. And I was just like, I just don't think I can do it. I did the best that I could. Normally, I take like a week and a half off around my period. So I was proud of myself that I worked out for as long as I could through it. But I was just like, I can't do it. I just don't feel like I can do it today. So that's why I decided just to go ahead and head out. Start packing and go ahead and head out early today. And then I didn't even pack any workout clothes because I'm not even going to try it tomorrow. I'm just going to let myself take the rest of the week off and then restart on Saturday, because I'll be coming back into home on Friday. And so by Saturday I'll be over my period, and I should be ready to get back on track. So I'm a little bit disappointed because, I wanted to at least continue to do the strength training this week, and I'm a little bit anxious because I do worry, like being this early into starting a new routine, I'm worried that taking 3 days off from it, that I'm going to have a hard time restarting it. But so I'm a little bit anxious about that, but also like a little bit confident that I can do it. Like I think I have a pretty good schedule, I have a pretty good routine, and you know, I have it written out what I'm doing and everything, so I think that I will be able to get back to it. So I think it's going to be okay. I'm a little bit nervous, but I think it's going to be okay. So that's basically what my last week has been. You know, it's been disappointing because I was so enthusiastic about this new schedule and really excited like to do a full week, a full 6 days of workouts, because I haven't done that yet. And then everything just kind of fell apart. But, you know, that that happens. Like, life isn't perfect every day, and I just have to learn to be flexible. Like I talked about last time, I have to learn to be flexible, and be resilient, you know, be resilient. So yeah, I think it's going to be okay. But yeah, that's the way the past week has been. But in the next section, like the next time I talk, I'm going to talk about how I dealt with all of the changes yesterday, because that's going to get more into like some of the work that I've been doing around nervous system healing. Yeah. I actually had an interesting experience with that yesterday. So that'll be the next section. That'll be what I talk about. But for now, I am going to get out of this rest area and keep driving and see if I see anything interesting. I know Arizona is very beautiful, so I'm hoping, I know I'm on the interstate, but I'm really hoping I'll be able to pull over and at least see a little bit of some nature. Alright, I'm taking another break at a rest stop. This one's pretty cool. I mostly stopped here so I could get a shot of the rocks back there. They're really cool. There's some on the other side too, but there's a whole line of semis in front of them, so can't really see them. But I'm going to take a little, just sit here and take a little break. I don't need to use the bathroom or anything, but I thought it'd be nice to get off the interstate for a minute. It's a little bit more traffic here. Once I crossed over into Arizona, the traffic seemed to pick up. But I want to go ahead before, I'm about like, I think an hour away. Yeah, I'm about an hour away from my destination. So I thought I would just go ahead and finish up what I was wanting to talk about on this video, just in case I don't stop again. I am getting hungry. I might stop and get something to eat if I can find a place. But so the other thing that I wanted to just to kind of talk about is, so I started last fall, I started learning about nervous system health, and started learning about like how trauma in the past affects you in the present, because your nervous system, I guess, like stores the memories or something. I don't know that I really understand it all that well. I'm not an expert on it, but I started learning about it, and started learning some modalities to use, to kind of, I guess, what do they say, like balance out the nervous system or increase the window of tolerance. Oh, and I also like started working on learning to, you know, really feel my feelings. And I did it for a while, like I did the work for a while, and then I meant to keep working on it when I stepped down from my management position and had, you know, more time, but, you know, I kind of just went completely into rest mode, and I just didn't want to do anything. I just wanted to lay in bed for all the time, and and then like once I started, you know, once I kind of got all the rest that I felt that I needed, then I kind of like went into other areas, and you know, now I'm working on my fitness, and I'm working on trying to do healthier eating and all this other stuff. So I really haven't been that focused on my nervous system health, other than, you know, I think the fitness helps with that, and I think healthy eating helps with that as well. And I do meditate, and I do like somatic exercises and stuff. So I guess I am still working on it. It just hasn't been like top of mind, I guess, when I'm doing those things. But so yesterday, so let me just mention that I have struggled in the past with having a temper. I seem to go into these moments where I just get like the slightest little thing will just make me very angry, and I've had to work on that. I've been working on it really hard over the years to kind of temper that, temper my temper. Because I don't like it. I don't like the feeling of it. I mean, there are certainly times that anger is justified, and anger is even helpful and useful. But to be getting angry like all the time about really small things that I shouldn't be getting angry about, I just didn't want to do that anymore, you know? So I've been working on it a lot. And I really noticed that, like, lately, it's been getting better, and I think, like, working less hours has really helped. And definitely, like, having those 3 days off last week, like, really, really helped a lot. I think I just have, like, a certain level of tolerance when it comes to working. And if I exceed that, then I start getting set off by things. But if I don't feel overworked, then, you know, everything's pretty good. But what ended up happening yesterday is, so I am not much of a socializer. I'm very much a lone wolf. I'm an introvert, and I don't care to socialize that much. I really just enjoy being by myself. And I find socializing to be extremely exhausting, as most introverts do, especially on the phone. I can do in-person socialization a little bit easier than talking on the phone. So yesterday I had a phone call with one family member, which wasn't a long phone call, but you know, but I was on the phone with one family member, and then I had another phone call with another family member that was longer. I mean, not crazy long, but still longer. And I could feel myself, like, as I was on this second phone call, like, you know, at first it's like, great, you're talking, you're chatting, you're catching up, you know, and then I could feel myself, like, starting to feel like, I gotta get off. This is too much. I've this is too much. I'm over socialized right now. But I didn't want to be rude or anything, so I just kind of let the conversation kind of wane down, and then was able to get off. And then when I got off the phone, my mind immediately started thinking about, like, you know, I had like certain plans for the next 2 days, and now those plans were going to have to change, and now I have to, like, get myself figured out, like, I gotta leave on this trip tomorrow, and how am I gonna do this? And, you know, I started getting, it's hard for me to switch gears like that. I don't deal with changes in plans very well, and I find it very stressful. So I started kind of, like, starting to get a little anxiety about, like, oh, you know, what am I still gonna do that I was gonna do? Is there anything that I can keep, or, in my plans? And I was, like, making up a grocery order, and then I'm trying to figure out, like, am I still going to do a grocery order? I'm going to be gone for 3 days, like, trying to get that all worked out. And then I start panicking, like, oh, I've got to pack, I've got to clean out my car, like, what all do I have to do? And then I noticed, like, all of a sudden I realized I was standing in the middle of my room, just kind of like, and all of a sudden, like, I felt the physical sensation of overwhelm. Like, I just felt it. I could feel it in my body. It was out of my brain, out of my mind, and I went into the body, and I felt myself being tense, and I don't even know how else to explain it. I just felt tight, you know? And I went, you know what? You don't have to deal with any of this right now. And now, this might not have been the best thing to do, but it's a comfort to me. It's my sort of unwinding activity. You know, I could have sat and meditated. I could have done some nervous system activities. I just could have done some breathing or tapping or something. But I instead chose to just sit down and play Stardew Valley for a while because that is how I unwind. That is what calms me down. It allows me to stop thinking. And it's a very calming activity. It's not, you know, there's nothing tense or anything in that game. I wonder if I'm about to lose my camera. Sorry. I can't tell. My picture just went dim, but I don't know if I'm gonna lose it or not. I'm under cloud coverage right now, so I should be okay for a moment. If not, I'll just pick up later. But so I just allowed myself to just not stop thinking about it, and I sat down and I played my video game for a while, and I could feel myself kind of calming down. And then I realized, like, I don't need to do anything right now. I have plenty of time, you know. I don't really need to be there at any certain time today. So it's not like I had to leave early in the morning. So I was like, you have time to pack tomorrow. You have time to clean out your car tomorrow. Like, don't worry about this today. Just relax. So I played my game for a while, and then I laid down in bed until it was time to go to work. And so I go into work, and I get in there, and, you know, I work in a place that's, like, really busy sometimes and really slow sometimes, and sometimes there's a lot of people there, and sometimes there's not very many people there. It was kind of like when I got there, like, it was kind of busy, not crazy, but there was a lot of people there. It felt, well, not a lot of people there, but there was people there, there was activity going on, and I could tell when I got there, like, all of a sudden I started to feel that again. And I was like, this is like a stimulation problem. Like, I'm getting overstimulated. And so I opted to just kind of isolate myself, like, because I could tell that, like, I was going to get triggered with anger if I wasn't careful. So I just kind of isolated myself. I didn't really go and talk to anybody. I talked enough just to let them know that I wasn't, like, in a bad mood or anything. But then I just kind of kept to myself for a while. And I did some deliveries. I went and took some deliveries. And once I've gone out on the road a few times, and I had that time in my car by myself to just kind of, like, process and, you know, just allow myself, like, I think just noticing how I felt and realizing that, like, I was in a situation where something could trigger me to anger, so I needed to be really careful, just seemed to help me to work through it. And after, you know, being out on a few deliveries and just being by myself, isolated for a little bit, it kind of went away. And then I was able to, okay, I'm sitting outside a Jack in the Box. I should turn my radio off so I don't get hit for copyright. They screwed up my order, so I have to sit here and wait for food. So while I'm waiting, I thought I'd just go ahead and finish up real quickly while I can. So basically, like I said, like, once I was able to, you know, go on a few deliveries, be in my car by myself, you know, I was able to calm down and never reactive. Like, I didn't have any breakdowns or anything. I didn't get mad about anything. I brought myself back down to my baseline and was able to finish out my shift being my normal chatty, jokey self. You know, I'm always, like, the loudest one there making jokes and stuff. That's probably not true, but that's how I feel. So, oh crap, now I got somebody pulling in next to me. Dude, really? Really? You gotta park there? You just gotta park right there? Oh, he's backing up. Okay, never mind. So yeah, so I was just really, I wanted to mention that just because I was very, very proud of myself for catching what was happening, like, realizing what was going on, realizing that I was overstimulated. Here comes my food, hold on. Okay, that wasn't too long of a wait. So yeah, I was just really proud of that. Like, I felt like all the work that I'm doing, you know, I saw some results yesterday, and it made me feel really good. It made me feel like I'm having some growth, and I'm actually, like, learning. So, something that I kind of wondered about was whether or not that would, like, whether I could increase my tolerance to stimulations, because obviously, like, I'm very easily overstimulated, and I don't know if that's something that I can increase or not, or if it's just that, you know, this is just what I have to learn to do, is learn that when I'm overstimulated, I just need to go isolate myself for a while and allow myself to get back down to baseline. So we'll see. I'll work on that. But yeah, it was a nice moment, and I just wanted to share it. So I think that's probably all I'm going to do today, because I'm about 45 minutes from my destination. So this is probably going to be the end of it. So if you were watching, oh, this, I have to learn how to do an outro too, because the last time I was just like, goodbye. But, so if you watched, thank you. I appreciate it, and hope you have a great day. Bye.